Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the session 2 of the Watchman of the Lake written by R.K. Narayan. So before we begin with the session 2, let us discuss whatever we have studied in our previous class, that is session 1. So in our last class, we have discussed about scene 1. Scene 1 here takes place at a village at the foot of a hill, road menders at work. So in this scene 1, we see village headman, Mara, workman and BHIMA. So here as the scene 1 starts, we see that the workmen are busy mending the road. So they have set of works which had to be completed by the end of the day. Why was it supposed to be completed by the end of the day? The reason is they were waiting for the arrival of the king the following day. So here village headman plays a major role. A village headman is rude, he is harsh towards the workers. He goes on giving a sort of a command to the workers to say that they have to work hard in order to complete the work by the end of the day. So here as the workmen were busy doing their work, village headman calls a person by name Raja who was disturbed. He was looking at the sky. So as he called him, he points out to him, or he calls him as a wretched dog. That is a person who is unhappy. And later he gives a set of instructions to the workers saying that if they are found gossiping or laughing, he would catch hold of them. He says that the work should be completed by the end of the day. So here as the workers were busy doing their work, they had a kind of a disturbance among them. They started to laugh, they started to giggle, they started to speak with their co-workers, and they were so merry. When questioned, they say that they were doing their work. It was Mara who was responsible for all this prattle. So for this, village headman is instructing all the workers to put down their crowbars and spades, and he commands them to pull the fellow to him. So now the workman, they put back their spade, they put back their crowbars. They have gone up to search Mara. Now after some time, they have brought Mara to a village headman. Now the conversation is going on between village headman and Mara. Mara is considered to be as a fool, lunatic. But here, when village headman says that, why was Mara there at that time when he has already instructed Mara not to be found in that working place? But here Mara says that he was on his work, and he says that let his workers continue with their work. As the conversation goes on between Mara and our village headman, Mara is not in a position to accept that he is a fool. He is a worthless dog. Now as the conversation between the village headman and Mara goes to the extreme end, village headman instructs him not to be seen in that place for 2 days until the king arrives and he goes back. So for this, village headman says if at all if he has been found in that place, he'll be put behind the cellar in the old temple. So Mara here says that if God over there in that old temple feels that I have some work, then definitely God will help me to be here to speak with the king. So here we'll see about why Mara wanted to meet the king and why our village headman was not allowing Mara to meet the king in detail now. Mara, once again the goddess of the river came to me in the dream and said, the king is coming this way, tell him about the tank. He will listen. So as the conversation is going on between Mara and village headman, Mara says that, once again mean to say that the goddess appeared in Mara's dream again. She has appeared in Mara's dream earlier too, But then he is pointing out to his previous dream. He says, Goddess appeared in my dream again, and what did she instruct? She said, the king is coming this way, tell him about the time, he will listen. So it's not my words, it is the goddess, and it is her dream that I have to convey a message to the king. What is the message? I should ask the king to construct a tank in this village, and she said that he will listen, that is the king will listen to whatever you speak. So in a way to say that Mara became the mouthpiece of goddess to the king. And here in this drama, Mara plays a major role because he is considered to be protagonist of this drama. He is the person who is narrating the story. So as he said this, village headman was not in a position to accept, because Mara was considered to be as a fool and a lunatic. Headman, don't tell me that again. You and your dreams. I feel tempted to kick you. So village headman says that, no, don't tell me that again. Don't tell me about your dreams. I feel tempted to kick you. So village headman feels that Mara was playing some prank on him. So he said, I feel so much tempted to kick you. I don't want to listen to your cock and bull story. Mara, what have I said to offend you so much, sir? Are you jealous that the goddess comes to me rather than to you in the dream? Shall I repeat the very words she uttered? So Mara here says that, is it offending you so much because goddess came to me in my dream instead of coming in your dream? Are you jealous of this? Because goddess has chosen me instead of you. Is that the reason? And he says, see, if at all if you don't believe me, I am ready to repeat the exact words that goddess asked me to deliver the message to the king. Should I have to utter that word? Headman, no, be off. And like a good fellow, keep to your backyard till the king departs. I will give you a fine gift if you behave yourself. So village headman says that, be off. Be off means stay away. And like a good fellow, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to stay back in your backyard. Don't be seen here until the king departs. If you follow my instruction, I am going to give you the fine gift. Why do you think so that village headman is offering Mara a gift? Here, village headman is very clear to say that he doesn't want king to know that they have a fool like Mara. So here, headman says that if you behave well, if you follow the rules that I have told you or as I have instructed you, I will give you the fine gift. Only thing is, you are supposed to stay away until and unless our king is back. So we'll see what happens here. Mara, another person has already given me the greatest gift any man could give. Shall I say who that person is? So Mara again is not serious. He says, already there is a person who has already given him the finest gift. You want to know who it is? So here the village man says that he will give the fine gift, but here Mara says that he has already received the greatest gift. So greatest is in the superlative degree. And then headman, who is that great man? Mara, my father-in-law. Workman laugh at this joke. So now Mara says he has already received the greatest gift. Village headman wanted to know who has given him the finest gift. When being questioned, he says that it was his father-in-law who has given him the greatest gift. So the workmen who were working there started to laugh at once. Looking at this, village headman was angry. So we'll see what he does. Headman, shouting in anger, "Stop laughing, everyone. I will starve you all without work if I catch you again laughing at the fellow's mad prattle. Shut up. Come here, BHIMA. Throw down your crowbar. I have another piece of work for you. Come here. Village headman, out of anger, he shouts. And he is giving a kind of a command to all the workers to stop laughing. And he says that if they don't stop laughing, he will starve them. Starve means to say suffer or die, or cause to suffer or die from hunger. So they are the workers who are dependent on their daily wages. So village headman says that if they continue laughing, he will starve them. So here, and he says that if at all, if the workers laugh at him for this mad prattle means to say talk at length in a foolish way. So he says, if you laugh at this fellow's mad prattle, he will starve them off. And now he is giving instruction, or he is giving command to BHIMA to come there. And he says to BHIMA that he is supposed to throw down his crowbar, and he has some other work, or he has got some better work to do rather than working as a road mender. Village headman says that he has some better work to do now. BHIMA, yes master, I have come. What is the command? Headman, bind this fellow hand and foot and throw him into the cellar behind the old temple, and keep him there till the day after tomorrow. Do you understand? So here, village headman has called out to BHIMA. BHIMA has come. He is standing in front of village headman. Since he is a worker, he is bowing down and he is standing in front of our village headman and say, yes master. So who is the master here? It's village headman. Yes master, I have come. What is your command? What do you want me to do? So village headman says, bind this fellow's hand and foot and throw him into the cellar behind the old temple. You're supposed to, bind or tie this fellow's hand and foot and throw him. Where is he supposed to throw him? He's supposed to throw him behind the old temple. And he says, you're supposed to keep him there till day after tomorrow. So later he asks, do you understand whatever I have told you? Whatever the instruction that I have given you? BHIMA, yes master. Headman, Mara, have a look at this giant. He can swing an elephant by its tail. So have a care. If you try and trick on him, he will crush you between his thumb and forefinger. So BHIMA says that he has understood whatever the instruction was being given by the village headman. Now turning towards our Mara, headman gives another set of instruction to Mara. He says, Mara, have a look at this giant. Who is this giant? Is none other than BHIMA. Tall, stout. So he says, look at our giant. He can swing an elephant by its tail. Imagine if he can swing an elephant by its tail. Who are you after all? You are just insignificant. So he mean to say, village headman says that a BHIMA can crush you between his thumb and forefinger. Be careful. Look at the comparison being given by village headman. He can swing an elephant by its tail. When he can swing an elephant by its tail, you are nothing. He can crush you. Be careful. What is the reply of Mara? We'll see. Mara, how did you manage to grow so fat? So village headman is giving instruction. He's saying that be careful with BHIMA. Instead of being careful with BHIMA, he is asking question. What does he ask? He says, how did you manage to grow so fat? BHIMA, my mother gave me iron decoction when I was a baby. And at every dawn, I ran up the hill with a large grain stone on my back. It is very big stone. You can't move it even an inch. So here Mara is asking, looking at BHIMA, he says, how is it possible for you to grow so fat? So BHIMA here to some extent is a bit happy to describe about him. He says, my mother gave me iron decoction. When? When he was a baby. So he says that when I was a baby, my mother gave me iron decoction. And at every dawn, that is the first appearance of the light in the sky before sunrise, he says that he ran up the hill with a large grindstone on his back. And then he says that it's a very big stone and he can't, that is Mara can't move an inch. So here we see that, BHIMA says that when he was a child, he was carrying a large grindstone on his back. So this is a kind of a description that BHIMA is giving to Mara. So we'll see what happens here. Headman, here, don't answer his question. Don't allow him to talk to you. Mara, why not? I too would like to grow fat and strong. If taking iron decoction and carrying grindstones uphill could make me strong, why should I not try it? Maybe you will not think me mad then. So here, Headman says that BHIMA, don't answer to his questions. No, be off from him. Be quiet. Do not answer any of his questions. So looking towards the headman, Mara says, why shouldn't I ask him questions? Even I want to grow exactly like him. I want to grow fat and strong. Probably then you may not call me a fool. And he says that, if taking iron decoction and carrying the grindstones up the hill, if that makes a man strong, then he says that he was ready to do that. We'll see what happens. BHIMA, you can't take the decoction now. Your mother should have put it into you before you were 10 days old. So village headman has already instructed BHIMA not to answer to any of Mara's question. BHIMA wants to answer to this question and he says that you cannot take the decoction now. When were you supposed to take the decoction? When you were 10 days old baby, your mother should have put that iron decoction to you. If you take the iron decoction now, it's of no use or it's not going to help you in any way. Headman, BHIMA, don't you talk to him. Don't you see he is your prisoner? So village headman is angry again. He says, BHIMA, don't talk to him. Not supposed to talk to that Mara. What is he? He is your prisoner. You are not supposed to speak unnecessary things. BHIMA, yes, I'll be careful hereafter. But who will do my work here? So BHIMA says, okay, from now on, he'll be careful about it. And he's asking a question, how about my work here? Who will do my work? Headman, don't concern yourself with it. You will get your wages all the same. Perhaps a quarter more if you do this bit of work well. Now take him away and sit over him till the evening of day after tomorrow. Take him away. Drag him like an animal if he resists. So here he says that don't worry about the work here. The work would be done. You have a better work and that work is to look after this Mara. How long? For 2 days. And he says, don't worry about the wages, you will be paid the same amount. And he says, suppose if you follow my instruction and if you look after Mara for 2 days, you will be given extra amount for this. Quarter more if you do this bit of work. What are you supposed to do? You have to just look after Mara for 2 days. And suppose if he is not listening to you, you can, resist him. So he says you can drag him like an animal and you are supposed to put him behind a cellar. What's the condition? The condition is he is supposed to be there with you for 2 days. No, I won't resist. I will go with him gladly. Come on. I will tell you all about my dreams as we go. So here Mara says that he won't resist. So Mara says that he will not oppose. Instead, he will go with BHIMA gladly, and he says that he will narrate the story of goddess, the one who appeared in his dream. So he says, I will go with BHIMA happily. Headman, BHIMA, don't allow him to do that. He wants to talk to you and slip away while you are listening. Now, bind up his wrist together with your turban and drag him behind you. Gag him if possible. Ha, that is good. Now, it should quieten him. Now, be gone. How our time has been wasted. Now, swing your arms faster. You must have the path ready, even if you have to work by lamplight after dark. So here, village headman says to BHIMA not to allow Mara to speak to him. BHIMA might slip listening to Mara's words, and he says, tie his wrist with the help of the turban, and you are supposed to drag him. By dragging Mara, he would be quiet. Now, after giving a set of instruction to BHIMA, he's turning towards the workers and says, now you're supposed to swing your arms faster. You're supposed to mend the road. If you're not done, even by lamplight after dark, you're supposed to work. So here, village headman is very much particular about the work that has to be completed by the end of the day, and he wants to keep the things ready as the king arrives the following day. Now, village headman is rude. Village headman is harsh towards his workers. Only thing that he sees is that the work had to be completed. Now, though that Mara said that goddess appeared in his dream, village headman was not in a position to accept that, and he has instructed BHIMA to tie him and to drag him like an animal and to put him behind the old cellar. So this is what we have seen in scene 1 of Watchman of the Lake. Now we are left out with 4 more scenes. So in that scene, let us discuss whether Mara meets the king or not. Suppose if at all Mara fails to meet king, what could have been done? Or if he has met the king later, what was the reaction of the king? Just like other people in the village, did the king think that Mara was a fool? So here we can see the comparison here between the god, human beings and the nature. Nature is nothing but the lake or the tank which the goddess has asked Mara to construct in the village. Goddess or the god is the provider of all the things to us, and the nature, that's the water. If we look after our nature in a proper way, nature also would look after us in a similar manner. So about God, human being and nature, what actually happens, we will see in our next class. So dear students, I'm going to wind up my second session here for today. In our next class, let us discuss whatever has happened in scene 2, 3, 4 and 5. Thank you.